Hey guys, it's me. Today I am dry canning beans. So I'm doing this video just a little bit different so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take my empty jar. I have just my bowl full of salt. I pour it out in a bowl because it's so much easier when filling 20, 30, 40 jars. I just take a spoonful, pour in the bottom. Now I have my home rendered lard sitting here. Every time we kill a hog, I save the lard. This is this year's lard. Since it was already in the fridge, I just take a huge heaping spoonful and put it down in my jar. That's it. Get that jar out of the way. I have my beans here broke up. I have not washed these beans. They were really clean. I never wash my dry canning beans unless it's rained and I picked them or anything. These were really clean. If there was a leaf or something on these, I actually took a rag and kind of just wiped them off. But you can wash them. Washing don't get anything off. If anything, it makes it stick to beans, in my opinion. Now I just take, this is called, I think, a bubble fryer, and I just kind of work it down. A couple handfuls, and then work it down. Now, my next batch of beans, when they come on, I'm actually going to unthaw some fresh bacon that we done. And I'm going to put the bacon in with it. Just a couple slices. So I will leave out the lard when I add bacon because bacon has enough fat on it anyways. So I just keep on doing that. Once I get to the top, I will start mashing them down as much as I can. As you can see, I'm mashing pretty hard. Just so I can get them all in there like I need them. Okay. Now I'm just going to make sure that I didn't get any lard or anything on the jar rim. So I'm just going to put my lid on it. Let me scoot that back a little bit so you can see. This is just a little bit trickier than a normal canning. And I don't know what they done with my lids last night. So I'm just going to take a lid out, put it on, finger tight. Now, like I said, I do have my water bath canners on, and this is the part where it kind of gets a little tricky. I'm going to set my beans back out of the way because I only have so many jars right now. I have 21 jars. I'll have 3 canners. But I only have a couple jars in these because once you fill your water bath up with water, your jars float. You don't add no water to this whatsoever. That's the reason why I don't wash mine. Only thing The beans are going to cook in the lard, salt, and they're going to produce their own juice. I'll show you a jar in just a moment of some that I canned year before last, I think it was. Now I'm going to put that down in there, and I'm going to hold it down. Now this is the tricky step. You're going to hold your jars down because you totally want them submerged underwater. If they're not, they don't properly seal. So I'm holding 3 down with my fingers. Getting my rock on top of them. Now I've used these rocks for years and years and years. So these are my normal dry canning rocks, as I call them. Now you can do a pressure canner. I have not. This is how Grandma taught me. And when she had a lot, she would just barrel can. So it's hard because they do float. But once you get them in there really good, then let me take out just a little bit more water. Now, I've already had this cooker on, slowly heating. So the water is getting warm. And I like to rearrange my jars. That way, when it comes time to add water, I have a space that has limited jar fillings. Let me see if I can show you. Okay. That's the part that's a little tricky. But that's it. Now, take that jar out and see it floats. So I want that completely submerged. I have one more rock to go on this batch before I can actually put the lid on it and start canning it full rolling bull. This is a batch that's on. No rocks. You see how it's floating. Can't really do nothing with them. I have to gather my rocks to put on that one. That one's heating up too. But you have to have these completely submerged so they do get hot enough to actually can. This is a jar. Let me flip this around. Okay. This is a jar that I done the year before last. This is a fresh jar getting ready to go on. I don't know where that light. This is a jar getting ready to go on. It's a full jar. They cook in nothing but their own juice. So this is a jar that's been done. Now it does have water content in it. Very little. But you can see my lard line and the juice that's in it. And all you do is just pop these open and put them in a cooker and warm them up, or microwave them and warm them up. No different than store-bought beans or water beans. So this is the same method I use for just regular green beans. If I'm overrun, don't have time to do my dry canning with my rocks or whatever, I will add water to these. When you add water, you do not have to use the rocks to hold them down because the water is heavy enough to hold them in the cooker. These will go on for 4 hours. 4 hours straight. And then this is kind of your end results, which these were year before last beans. So, these are the best tasting beans. They're completely different than what you would buy out of a store. They're kind of mixed between like a dry shuck bean and all day cooked beans. They're really different than adding water to them. Now, they do shrink. The water ones will not shrink because they have water content to keep them a full jar. They shrink because they're using their own water. And that's all you have to do. That's how you dry can green beans. And this is how Mama Edith done it. And I continue to do it. This is the way we love ours. So, I've got to get my other cooker on. I have 2 more jars to fill up. And I'll post a picture on my group page, Misty's Wild Holler, just a mountain mama doing her thing, of my other counter that sits on my countertop. Because it has been a lifesaver. So, alright, I hope you enjoy it. If you try these, let me know how you like them. Because I'm sure you will love them. And probably never do beans any other way. Like I said, I have not pressure canned them. I'm sure you probably could. I don't pressure can them because they will rattle against each other in the canner. And they won't stay under the, you know, which pressure, they don't have to stay underwater. So, I've not tried pressure canning them. If you have, that's great. I'm still doing it water bath. Now, when we have a lot of beans, we'll just barrel can them. And barrel can them, you'll put like a heavy blanket in between your layer of jars in like a 50-gallon bucket, or I mean a 50-gallon barrel. So that weight, once that quilt or blanket gets wet, will hold it down. So, all right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. As Logan would say, he's still in the bed this morning. And if you try them, let me know how you like them. Bye.